First off, okay, let's start with the eclipse card because this card fell out for, I think, 3 other signs before this. I get the feeling that for these readings and for this month, that's the eclipse card. It's particularly a summer eclipsean card, illumination. It's bright light. It's wonderful, but it's also very bright. So we have that extra card. That's always interesting to read. In the meantime, why I say that there's so many people around you, the first 4 cards that fell out, I usually pull like 8 cards. Usually, my standard amount of cards to pull for these readings are 8. The first 4 cards that fell out, we first got the Page of Wands. Then we got the King of Swords. Then we got the Queen of Cups. And then we got the Queen of Wands. There's so many people around you. And this is not like, for some of you, this is about your parents and how different they are. Literally, I'm gonna be like very like set in stone in this case, but like your dad, and I don't know what kind of person your mom is, but she's riding a waterfall and scrying in her cup. Or she's being lifted by the fire, by the wands, into the air. She's lifted up. For some of you, this is about your parents. For some of you, this is about, once again, feeling like this. I haven't like really, okay. I've identified this particular feeling as when I was a kid, I used to do that when my parents or grandparents argued. I used to do that thing literally that a kid does where they find a dark spot and just curl up in there and just don't want to listen. For some of you guys, either you're going to be doing that now, or you're going to be remembering about all those times where something happened between your parents where you felt like that. Where you felt like just finding, an 8 of Swords to hide behind and just curl up behind and not listen and not have to think about it. The problem is, though, that you have an illumination right after. So you're not going to be able to do that. Even if you're not ready to face whatever it is you were trying not to listen to as kids, that happened around you as kids. You're not going to hear it, but you're not going to be able to ignore it any longer. Illumination in this case forces you to at least acknowledge that this is something that happened and you can't run away from it. And illumination forces you to realize that at some point you're going to have to deal with it. Like, illumination makes you go like, those videos with dogs or cats or any kind of a pet where they did something bad and you just sort of bring the pet to there and just like push the thing in their face. Look at what you did. Look at what you did. That's that feeling of like the universe dragging you by the scruff of your neck to this. And going, see, this is something that happened. This 8 of Swords is something that happened or is still happening. And you can't keep ignoring it. You have to at least acknowledge it. Perhaps actually for some of you, this is about the fact that the King of Swords has 2 queens. Let's put them like on either side. Yeah. Nice combination of cards. Oh, there's 2 queens. Or maybe there were 2 queens. Or maybe you as a kid thought that there may have been 2 queens for the king at some point. This might also be interchanged, parent-wise. Parent gender-wise. Then the illumination is showing you that, see, you thought about this at some point, and it's still sitting in the back of your head, and you can't ignore it. It's something that needs to be faced sooner or later. And this Page of Wands feels, you guys are having a very specific, particular feeling about this reading. You're one of the rare ones. Like a lot of guys previously that I was reading about were just like, oh, and then there's this message, and then there's this message, and then there's this thing. Meanwhile, this Page of Wands specifically started the reading for you guys, and there's like feeling there's something's gonna happen that's gonna remind you about the thing that you were doing this about, or are still doing this about. You're gonna overhear a conversation. You're gonna perhaps just read something, or see a picture, or something's gonna happen. Like, or maybe just something's gonna click at some point. You know, you're just going on with your life and something just clicks and you're suddenly like, oh. And you're gonna have to come face to face, like, with this feeling. And actually, yeah, what is the way to deal with this feeling? If you have a person that you can talk to, like, sincerely, and who can help you figure shit out, go and talk with them. Alternatively, go out and meet new people. Perhaps the thing that you need to do is literally just process it through a new relationship. Not the greatest thing to do, but perhaps something that's you. But mostly this feels like, hey, person that that's my shoulder to wallow on things about. I need a drink. I need to talk shit through. Go for it. They're gonna be there. They're gonna help you. What else? Oh, you're probably gonna cry about it. If you're the kind of person who to process emotional stuff, you have to literally go out for bubbly drinks, you're probably gonna cry about it. I mean, an odd reading for an Ace of Chalices, but the heart is an overflowing cup, is the basic phrase that I always take for the Ace of Chalices. And, there is a full moon behind that, and that's one step away from an eclipse. Eclipse season is going to make you realize, all of these things from my childhood, from my past that I have sort of just neglected, not really thought about, and not, just like put it in a shelf somewhere and forget about it. They're getting pulled out. You have to think about them, and, well, the universe is telling you, like, at least think about them. Ideally, deal with them as well. Go out and have a talk. Go possibly just go and find a therapist. Find a person to talk this through with. Somebody you're on equal footing though with. I wouldn't say return to the kings or queens. If you had, don't go talking with us about your parents. Maybe for some of you that's what's necessary. Eventually, for a lot of you, this will be going back to not doing this anymore, but getting up and facing it yourself. And talking with the people who are actually there, and for whatever reason, picking fights, and for whatever reason, not getting along, for whatever reason, being quieter and quieter as months and months and years go by, or louder and louder and louder. Eventually, face off with them. Now, though, equal footing, equally immersed in water and or / bubbly drinks, skinny dipping in the summer, talk shit through with somebody you're on equal footing with. Talk with somebody you have previously or can already, just like you haven't previously done this, but you're like, me and this person can vibe and talk shit through and help each other. Go do that. Because you're not going to be able to avoid this one. This one is a card of there's no way of avoiding this. It's bright as hell. It's illuminating every crap, every spider web in every corner of every nook of every cranny of every little dark spot where a kid's just wrapped up, sitting, trying to ignore the ruckus or trying to ignore the feeling of that something's wrong. Oof, Capricorn. Oof. Let's see. What do you guys need? Oddly enough, because I don't usually pull these cards out, we're gonna get this. Let's see. I think I've only done this for one other sign. No, I can't remember which one. Maybe it was Gemini, I'm not sure. Let's see, what's for Capricorn? You guys are having a rough time. Information for private readings down below. No, that was not okay. Yeah, okay. She got the Angel of Song. You got the Angel of Song. You have to talk about it. You have to let the thing out. You can't keep doing this. You can't keep going, well, I can't hear it, or well, I don't want to think about it. You know, I'm doing other things. I'm getting distracted. I'm keeping busy. I'm doing the things that I need to be doing. No, you have to face this and you have to actually talk this out. In this case, the Angel of Song does feel like, yeah, there's also, you know, joy and celebration in it. But in this case, it's about, fuck it. Even just if you ever listen to anything as heavy as, I don't know, any kind of like really heavy metal, like screamo, you know, put it on the loudest speakers and just scream. Or, you know, summertime, beach in the night, forest in the night, any kind of place where you can go out and scream about it. Scream about it. Sing about it. Sing about it, perhaps. But either way, there is a feeling of, look at that. It's a very large-ass trumpet thing. You gotta have to let it out, and you perhaps, yeah, you will definitely, most probably, have to say things, put things into words that you haven't put into words before. Like, there's certain like ideas that like we've always suspected, we always thought, and we didn't want to talk about it, so we never talked about it. Give words to the feelings, describe the intuitions that you had, describe the things, give names, say things out loud, say things out loud. You have to, you will. You will have to. Why I say you will have to is because this card does not leave any compromises. You won't be able to like ignore it this time. If you try and ignore it this time, you will end up exploding about it on somebody who's not prepared, or in a situation where you are just, where it's not the best situation. You know, this is something that you should be talking out with friends, you know, in closed doors, or literally like somebody else's place with just like wine bottles, whatever liquor of your choice, and just talk it out there. Don't keep it bottled in. You're not going to be able to ignore it. Talk about it with somebody who is there for you and is prepared for it, and talk it through like, okay, I'm talking it through now, because if you won't, you will end up just, I don't know, getting drunk at a work party and cry. Or anything remotely close to that. You will end up processing this through, or letting this all out in an inappropriate way without properly dealing with it in a situation where it's really not the best situation for it.